Hey, this is Mark Washington, MTC Media with your Georgetown wrap-up. Georgetown falls to UConn 89-64 as the defending champions look like the defending champions. The Huskies were led by Alex Caravan's 25 points. This is after he had a career high 26 in January against Georgetown. Stephen Castle has 17. He is definitely a pro. One and done guy. Both Cam Spencer and Samson Johnson had 10 apiece, and I believe all of Johnson's 10 points came on dunks. For Georgetown, Dontrez Styles had 23 and Supreme Cook had 12 and 8. Styles' numbers have gone up as Georgetown has used Jaden Epps as more of a facilitator to get in there. Epps was a dismal 2 for 8 today, and part of that is that his role is changing. Also, part of it is that when you have Tristan Newton on you with that sort of length, he struggled against it today. For Georgetown, there wasn't really much to say in the press conference. Cooley didn't really have much to say in the press conference because it's starting to be Groundhog Day. Georgetown, the last 3 home games, have been fully inept. They have not been engaged. They have not been connected. They have not looked like a team that is taking a step in the right direction. They look like a team that's trying to get through 40 minutes of basketball, and that was a huge problem. When you have a team that's as motivated to go back-to-back as UConn is, and you come in here and you're half-assing it, for lack of a better term, this is what ends up happening to a team like that. UConn all day and all night. You heard me say this if you follow me all the time. I said about Loyola Chicago when they played George Mason. The quickness that they get to their spots on the offense with the purpose of the offense that they have and guys getting to where they're supposed to be. Now, UConn does use a lot of ball screens, but a lot of their weak side actions either do one or two things. You can stare at the ball like Georgetown did earlier, and then you get them with the backdoor cut, or that weak side action is tying up the weak side and you're getting down and hill on your ball screen action. And we saw UConn have success at all of it. On the defensive end, UConn just simply knew that Georgetown is not a team that offensively is adequate right now. They're not very good offensively. They just don't have the talent right now, the Big East talent, to consistently score night in and night out, to consistently be efficient night in and night out, to have a bad night on offense yet find a way to grind out a win. Georgetown certainly is not there yet. They haven't been there in 6 years, and that's one of the things that Cooley has to work to get. But, you know, even as Georgetown has fixed their turnover problem, or on their way, today they only had 9. Earlier in the week they only had 5. But they still cannot score consistently, and then they don't get back on transition defense, and then next you know, teams go on 7-0 runs, 9-0 runs, 11-0 runs, and games that are 6 points are now 17, or games that are 3 points are now 13. And that's just finding ways that Georgetown and Cooley have to find a way to kill these pockets of ineptitude and kill the pockets of giving up these runs, and kill the pockets of woe is me-ism, which I'm starting to see out here. I didn't see that during Ewing's tenure, because Ewing's tenure was filled with guys who were just out there for themselves any damn way. So at least this team somewhat cares. They just don't have it together. So I'm going to wrap up this the wrap up, because it's just too much going on here with the Wizards playing next. So Marcus Washington signing off.